Well, thank you, everybody, for coming and attending. Again, my name is Hunter Hoffman from Yahoo, and I want to talk to you today about winning over today's digital multitaskers. And what it boils down to is winning over today's digital multitaskers is really hard. And we ran a study with Nielsen to try to pin down some stats around this, and we found that with today's digital multitaskers, people bouncing from device to device, from phone around, it's really hard to pin them down in any one place. In a study we ran with Nielsen, we found that 60% of cross-device usage is happening during prime time, and users on average are switching between devices 9 times per hour, from the TV to their phone to their laptop and back and around, averaging 9 times per hour. So it's really hard to predict where anyone's going to be at any one time because of the rise of digital multitasking. Another stat that could be potentially scary depending on how close you are to the TV industry, we found that over half the time, 57% of the time that a TV ad is on screen, users' attention is diverted to another screen. So think about it, you're a TV advertiser, you've got them in the couch, you got the TV on, you got your ad in front of them, and only 43% of them are actually seeing the ad. Their attention is on another screen. Does anyone want to guess what screen that is? It's your smartphone. Yeah, because it's so engaging. I don't know if any creation in human history has ever been created that is as engaging as a digital smartphone. Like you walk into an airport terminal, on a bus, on a train, onto a restaurant with a family eating dinner, everyone's got their phone out. That's what's engaging their attention. So not only are they, they're intuitively more engaging, but we actually included this in the study. So TV ads are getting 10% less emotional response than smartphone ads, and it just has to do with the engagement and the attractiveness of the platform. So, coming back to the question, how do you reach today's digital multitaskers? You've got to do it through their phones. That is where everyone is at. Today, 84% of people who own smartphones use those smartphones to do purchase research. They're shopping on their phones, trying to figure out what they're going to buy. 44% of smartphone owners actually conduct purchases today on their smartphones. Both of those numbers are going to grow by double digits this year. So by next year, 51% of smartphone owners are going to be using those phones to complete purchases. This is where businesses have to be. If they want to capture today's digital multitaskers, they've got to be looking at how are they making the mobile space work. So let's say you've already accomplished the part and gotten your message through to people and they want to come check you out. They pull out their phone, they type in your company's address, search for it, click on your site. Are they getting a mobile optimized experience? Are they just getting your desktop site squished down that's hard to navigate and read? Like, think about how you're engaging those people, the digital multitaskers. And most importantly, think about how the tactics that I was talking about don't work anymore. You can't buy an American Idol ad and put a Coke cup on it and imagine that people are going to see it. They're going to be looking at their phones instead. So you've got to be you've got to be leveraging intent signals. Instead of going to one place and trusting that they'll come there, you've got to be gathering intent signals to figure out what people are going to do next and be ready to reach them wherever they are across screens. Well, so Yahoo's 2016, not even 2016, Yahoo's overall focus, our #1 initiative can be boiled down into 2 words, and it's mobile first. Everything we do flows out from mobile first. And when you keep that in mind, and we dig in a little bit into our areas of focus for 2016, you'll see how mobile first is that driving strategy that drives all of these. So from a data perspective, Yahoo, just through our interactions with our users, gathers so much data, from the things that you're typing in the search box, to the emails you're receiving, to the apps that you download on your phone, to when and where you use them and how you use them, to what you log into, and when you log into all the different devices that can be tied back to you. All of the data stems from the mobile interactions and the cross-device interactions. Similarly, from a content perspective, Yahoo has a content engagement with over 1 billion users globally. Every year, we have content engagements. So when you think of content interaction on that scale, generating data on that scale The only way to harness and leverage any of it is to have technology underpinnings that allow you to really utilize that and activate against that data. Things like being able to take in those signals, predict and identify where a user is going to be, and be ready, no matter what screen they're on, to be able to serve them your message and get them into your funnel. So digging a little bit deeper into data, here are just a few examples of the types of data inputs that we see and we gather that can be taken, and that Yahoo Gemini is working to take these inputs, these data points, and turn them into user intent signals, inferring what are they going to do next. Things like search. The most classic source of purchase intent is what are you typing in the search box? That's what you're going to buy. That's your search intent. Similarly, what receipts are coming in your mailbox? That's your purchase history. Purchase intent, purchase history, right there. You've got the apps. What type of apps are you using? Are you using sports apps? Are you using weather apps? Are you using mail or finance apps? When are you using? Where are you when you're using them? All of those things are generating data data signals that we can use to infer intent on what you're going to do next. Similarly, the content you consume, what types of articles you're reading, what are your interests, and socially, across a site like of ours like Tumblr, who are you engaging with, who are you following? All of these are data points that can be translated into intent signals in order for you to make sure that you're targeting the right people at the right time. So when you get it right, when you get the right intent signals and apply them correctly, you're able to apply those across inventory types and across verticals in a way that generates engaging and responsive ads. So from native display, we had a finance advertiser who was able to double their conversion average. On native video, we had an auto advertiser who was able to get 50% higher completed views than they were elsewhere. From app marketing, that could be app install or app re-engagement. We had an entertainment advertiser who was to get double their return on ad spend. And from search, we had a retailer who had almost 2.5 times the click-through rate. So when you get the right intent signals, you can apply them across inventory types, and it also works across verticals. So getting it right is not reserved for just a subset or just a specific type of advertiser. So far, I've been talking a lot about Yahoo data and Yahoo signals and all that we know and how we can allow you to activate against that stuff. That's only, I'd say, one part of the challenge, because perhaps the most important data is your own advertiser data. And on Yahoo's native network, on our native platform, Gemini, we have made huge strides and huge efforts to make sure that you can activate your own customer data on the platform. And that can take a lot of different forms. That can be the classic website actions. We could give you a pixel. Telium and Yahoo have done the integration, so it's really easy to go into Telium, add a Yahoo pixel to your site, put it on all your pages, start passing data into it to give back to us to allow us to make your campaigns smarter and perform better. Mobile ad IDs. You can load up the IDs of anyone who has your app in order to message them to move them further through the funnel or incent certain actions within the apps. Again, in-app actions. You know that they've downloaded, you know they've created an account, maybe they haven't signed up for the paid plan. And again, taking any of those inputs that you have and expanding them into lookalike segments. So taking Yahoo data, taking your own advertiser data, and really leveraging all those sources into smart intent signals. So let's go into a few examples of those. I'm just going to show you how you might apply some of your own data on the platform in a way that can bring the results you need. One is re-engaging app users. Loading up the device IDs of people who've downloaded your app but have not engaged with it very much or recently. This is an easy way to do it. We have a destination in our custom audiences where you can upload device IDs and activate right away. Same with retargeting site users. Again, this is, you can take a pixel. It's really easy to put it on your site through Telium, and it's really easy to identify people who have been on certain pages, haven't been on certain pages, people who have made conversions, people who are still in the funnel, and slice them and dice them that way, and really make sure you're getting the right users. And then on the app side, if this was about finding lapsed users who are not using your app enough and targeting them, You could also upload the IDs of your very best users and use those as a seed file to model off of. The 5% of device IDs who spend the most money or use the app the most. Seed files, expansion, find new users just like those. Same goes with the website. If you have a conversion pixel, you know your conversion pages, you know who's downloaded a white paper, who's viewed certain areas, load those up, use it as a seed file, and make that an expansion audience. And the one I just showed you, re-engaging app users here, we actually tested this ourselves on our own app because, well, we've got the platform and we got the apps. We ran a test with Tumblr. We took our Tumblr app, and using Flurry, our SDK, we were able to identify the device IDs who have the Tumblr app but have not been using it in a while. And we split that into a test and control group, and we measured messaging against the test group for app re-engagement. And we found a couple of really cool takeaways there. One, we found that app re-engagement messaging works. We actually detected noticeable, measurable lift on users who are coming back and using the app more so than either control or, more so than the control group for sure, and more so than trying to find brand new users. Additionally, we found it's much cheaper to re-engage existing lapsed users than it is to go find brand new users and start at the top of the funnel and just get the app installed, get it open. It's really cheap to go find these lapsed users and get them activated. And our third takeaway is the impression itself creates a measurable impact. You don't even necessarily need them to click on it. We were able to see users measurably who were exposed to the ad, please come and re-engage with the app. Without clicking on it, they went and did it. And we were able to see up to 11% lifts in engagement through these tactics. So it works. We tried it out ourselves, and it's pretty cool. So we also have an external case study that I wanted to share with you guys on how an advertiser is using Yahoo Native to reach their performance goals. This is in the finance vertical, and Motley Fool. What they wanted to do was drive leads to their site to sign up for content subscriptions, to be able to read all the Motley Fool coverage articles. And it worked. They were able to do it. The results were a higher CTR than they were able to see elsewhere in the industry, and half the CPM that they were able to see elsewhere in the industry. So, and it's validated with a snappy little pull quote from the advertiser too. So we've been able to see some of this work internally, and we've been able to get external validation that it works that way too. So all of that is the first half. All of those are ways that you can gather data, find users, and try to extract performance from them. But how are you going to actually measure that? And that's the other half of the party that we bring, is we enable you to measure not only online behavior, which is what I talked about earlier. We can take our dot tag, you can integrate it through Telium, you can start using macros to pass data onto the pixel. Here's how much revenue was in that transaction. Here's what the order ID was. Were they a new or returning customer? Do you want me to retarget them or suppress them, count it as a conversion? All of that stuff can be passed back and analyzed and activated. And Telium makes it really easy because they've done the work to make sure that they're integrated with Yahoo, and we've done it on our side too. Additionally, on the far end of that, we've got partnerships in place to measure offline conversions and offline transactions that happen. So people who have been exposed to your ads online and then go offline and buy it. We don't restrict it to any one partner, and it really helps you to paint the complete picture of what happens when you expose someone online and take credit for what you're driving offline. And then everything in between. Trying to devise cross-channel, cross-campaign analytics, which we have launched recently, that allow you to really see across a campaign, across all of your campaigns, all of those touch points, what's responsible for driving the actual conversion, and what's the optimal marketing mix as a result of getting that level of insight. So being able to take data, turn it into intent signals, launch a campaign against it that meets your goals, and then be able to show all the different ways in which it does meet your goals, online, offline, and across screens, across channels, across devices. That's really one of the powerful things that the suite brings. So let's look at that. we talked about the superior targeting. We talked about all those signals that happen that we're able to take data signals, turn them into intent. We talked about all the different data that you can bring to the party. You can upload your email list, your device IDs. You can pass rich data through Telium onto our Pixel and activate against that. We have the reach, those 1 billion content interactions every year globally, plus premium partners and app networks. We have the different media types. I was showing you native video, native search, native display, app install to get the right type of format to reach those objectives. And then, lastly, the ability to measure all of that, to understand what the online behavior is, to track activity cross-channel, and to uncover what kind of offline conversions that you're driving as a result of your online exposure.